Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Febry Sahrul from X semester Muhammadiyah University of Bengkulu. Here I will discuss about my research proposal with the title is Student Perception in Implementing Zoom as a Blended Learning at English Education Program Muhammadiyah University of Bengkulu. The first is background. Learning is process acquiring new knowledge, skill, behavior, value, and preference. Besides that, learning process that can be used to develop the potential of the student. Development of the potential of the student requires a learning process, which is fun so that it can increase the learning motivation of student participant. One way to use interactive the learning media and can support the learning process. According to Harmer 2007 said, learning is one of important thing in educational process because it is inseparable in teaching. Today, technology has played a major role in the field of educational, especially with the emergence of the World Wide Web. One learning that uses technologies is online learning. Online learning is a learning that uses the internet or learning that uses a computer network that is directly connected and brought in the scope. One learning that uses technologies is online learning. Online learning is a learning that uses the internet or learning that uses computer network that is directly connected and brought in the scope. Basically, online learning and e-learning are both using computer connected to the internet network, but the concept of online learning and e-learning are different. E-learning is used as a distance learning that source come from the website, internet, CD-ROM, and DVD. E-learning not only access information but also guide the student to achieve a good learning. There is technology can used by lecturer to teach student in university. Based on interview some student in X semester in Muhammadiyah University of Bengkulu, there are lecturer and student use Zoom cloud meeting. From Zoom, lecturer can make a meeting in one class and make presentations, give feedback each other, explain learning material, and etc. So, by using this Zoom cloud meeting, lecturer and student can easily hold meeting, communicate, and discuss. Based on the describing, the researcher decided to do research the student perception and implementing Zoom as a blended learning at English education program of Muhammadiyah University of Bengkulu. Research questions based on explanation above. The research question of the research were: what are student perception in implementing Zoom as a blended learning at English education program Muhammadiyah University of Bengkulu? Research objective. The objective of the research were to know the students' perception in implementing Zoom as a blended learning at English education program Muhammadiyah University of Bengkulu. Limitation of the research. The research only focused student perception of using Zoom as a blended learning at English education program Muhammadiyah University of Bengkulu that using as a technology for learning teaching long distance. Significant of research. The results of this research is expected to give contribution for the lecturer and students. The contribution is as follow. The first, lecture. The result of this research can give information of using Zoom as a medium in teaching. Lecturer can use Zoom as a tool to do learning teaching even long distance. The second, students. Student can engage to learn, and Zoom can make the student easier to get information from the lecture and discussions with other classmates about learning material. The definitions of key term. The first, perception is process by which individual organize and interpret their sensory impressions in order to give meaning to their environment. Second, Zoom is a technology as a tool for study that are used by lecturer, student, and student parent in group at Muhammadiyah University of Bengkulu. Third, blended learning is the effective combination of different model of delivery, model of teaching, and style of learning. Next is chapter 2, literature review. Definition of e-learning. E-learning is the use information of communications technologies or ICT for educational purpose has increased, and the spread of network technologies has caused learning practice to evolve significantly. According Liao and Huang 2007, said 4 elements must be considered when facilitating e-learning system, including environmental characteristics, environmental satisfactions, learning activity, and student characteristics. In the study, environmental characteristics consist of the quality of e-learning system and multimedia instructions. Learning activities include interactive learning activity. Student characteristics are focused on student independence, and environmental satisfaction is based on e-learning environmental satisfactions. In e-learning, there are several components that must be used. First is self-efficacy, satisfactions, usefulness, behavioral intentions, system quality, interactive learning, activity, and effectiveness and instructions. Based on definition above, e-learning is the process learning in online process. The benefit of e-learning is the teachers and students can still do learning teaching in long distance with access online educations. The last is chapter 3, methodology. The first is research designs. The design of this research is descriptive qualitative method. It is aimed to describe student perception in implementing Zoom as a blended learning. According to Gay, 1019, descriptive method involves collecting to the current of the study. Second, subject of the research. The subjects of this research is all of students who have finished learning using Zoom as a blended learning at English education program. So the subject is the all of students in 8 semester of English education study program at Muhammadiyah University of Bengkulu. Third, instrument of the research. The researcher will use questionnaire as instrument. The questionnaire designed based on Liao and Huang 2007. The questionnaire consists of 26 items. In each point were 4 items, and this questionnaire would use Likert scale from strongly agree, disagree, and strongly disagree. The questionnaire is translations into Indonesian language, so that makes students easier to understand about the questionnaire. Fourth, the data collecting technique. In collecting data, the researcher will collect the data questionnaire by using technique below. 1. The researcher will meet the student. 2. The researcher will meet the respondents. 3. The researcher will ask the students to fill questionnaire. 4. The questionnaire will explain the way how to fill a questionnaire. 5. The researcher will allow the student to fill a questionnaire. 5. The data analyzing technique. The researcher analyzes the data as follows. 1. The researcher will check the student answer in the questionnaire. 2. The researcher will classify the data detail by using the presented formula from Hazelberg 1983. Third, the researcher will analyze the data based on Liao and Huang 2007 theory. Fourth, the researcher will describe the data. 5. The researcher will make the conclusion. Okay, I think that's all information about my research proposals. If I mistake, I'm sorry. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.